where were we? So
we're talking about balance.
Balance. So as we were talking those during the year of return, I think my biggest problem watching from afar, because I came in. Okay, so I came in the latter part of the year, but I didn't stay that long. I just came for a quick second because I was in Guinea. But just watching from afar, it just seemed to me like there was too much, like you said, pomp and circumstance. This was an opportunity to really, we could have, right now, you don't hear nobody, there's nobody on this side talking about it anymore. It was something it feel like now it was just something to do when it should have been something that we was capitalizing off of. Hey, we got them over here, which was the hardest part to do, was to get them there.
It should have been a movement.
Yes, it was.
I'm
quite disappointed with our end of it.
One of the problems is this is something that's a pet peeve to us. Anything we want to do that we are embarking upon, the E word has to be put at the top. And that E word is excellence.
Yes.
We like throwing stuff together and say, I'm having an event.
I can't do that.
I ain't never gonna forget when I used to speak, when I was speaking publicly in the US, we drove all the way down from Maryland to Jackson, Tennessee to a conference. And I was one of the main speakers. And you know how you can go to a sign store and get a sign, a banner.
Mm-hmm.
This sign was something like what your daughter there could do, where you take some Elmer's glue and write out the words and get some sprinkles and put on there. Some glitter. And that was at the hotel at the conference. And they said they've been doing that for the conference for 20-something years.
And that's as far as they were able to get with the sign.
We almost do it like that here. We throw stuff together, say it's Pan-African, say it's this. And Marcus Garvey, if anybody understands Marcus Messiah Garvey, that was a man of excellence.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He was impeccably dressed. He didn't come out looking like he was working on a car.
All the time.
But we throw stuff together and say, oh, there's Africa.
And that bothers me so much. I'm so glad that I'm not the only one, because I really started feeling like I was an alien or something. Because, I see people put together these events and I'm like, that's what you call an event?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, is this what we really, so we're coming to Ghana and we're going to not give it the very best that we got. But if we're going to do things, why aren't we doing it at the highest level? Absolutely. Like, I see a lot of people want to do tours and they want to do all of these different things, and they take the lowest level that you possibly can and then charge premium prices.
We knew a dude that was taking people on tours, driving in his car, and the car would break down. He had this sister sitting out in the parking lot while he stopped and played basketball. And this sister, until she met us, said she was never coming back here again.
And she was also asked to provide money to fix the car.
And this dude lived in America.
See, that kind of stuff right there. Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff just drives me nuts. Like this whole, like I see so many people who they say they want to do like guest houses, or they want to do whatever, and then they want to go and do these like hut looking like things, whatever. And I'm like, I think we have enough of that.
Right. Yes.
Can we not go up to the next level? Are we not going to take it to the next level? Like,
sis,
say that all the time.
Candace is a stickler about this, because one thing, once you're here, and this is no disrespect to our Ghanaian brothers and sisters, they only, for the most part, they only know how to do things this way.
Absolutely.
Or that way. And a lot of it's because of lack of exposure.
Absolutely.
For example, we were just at, and we'll tell you a little bit about what we're working on together now in a few. But we were talking about walls around your compound. And the architect was only saying, we only do block walls. And Candace was like, have you ever considered other types of walls like bamboo materials? No, we only do it this way.
In Ghana here, we do block.
We only do block. So and so what happens to some of us, we come here and we think because their standards may not be up to par what we're used to, that we have to, again, dumb it down. What is wrong? Because let's be straight up about something here. Who are the most, and this is not as, anybody that knows us knows that we're not arrogant at all.
Right.
But I'm just giving a fact. It's a matter of fact.
I think
who are the most imitated? Who are the most imitated Africans on the planet?
On the planet. I swear on everything I love. I just said this to somebody. And I didn't mean it in arrogance, but they pissed me off. And I said, listen, regardless of how you feel about us, I don't care what country you go into.
Come on.
Hear our music. You're gonna see how we dress. You're gonna see how our women wear our hair, how everything that we do is mimicked around the world. So to try to minimize our what's the word?
Our weaknesses.
Yeah, like, and our influence, to try to minimize our influence, our global influence. Now, it feels like we are the bottom rung. We are pretty much bottom rung here. But even being bottom rung here, we still
impact everything.
Impact everything. Everything. When you look at commercials, when you look at like everything, people, they know that
who started high five?
What sales.
Ain't nobody was high fiving and pounding for us. Popping, snapping, slang.
It's us.
Look, it's because before slavery, our type of us, we did not exist. We were a created African.
We are unique.
We are comprised of the continents, all in our DNA. We are the best of the continents.
Yes.
So we had a brother here, Brother Zozo, that owns the Palette Kitchen. He's a good brother. He grew up in New Zealand. He's a musician, powerful brother. He was breaking it down. He said, you guys are a hybrid African.
We are.
You are the best of all of Africa. He said, because wherever you guys go, you bring something unique. All the inventions and all these things is not to make us look down on anybody else.
No.
We are that seasoned salt.
Yes.
We can make anything taste good.
Yes. And I believe that if we were to use this well, we are like the spook that sat beside the door.
Yeah. We know all the white people.
Exactly. We know them. We can see them coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
And that, to me, just that alone, to me, is what we would be bringing to the continent. We bring intel to the continent. We are at war, and we need people who have the intel, and we're those people. We know. I don't give a damn who you look at around this country. We can look at white folks and say, we know it. We even know what they thinking damn near.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I remember when I was an assistant pastor before I had a church, and the church I left had so much scandal. The church I grew up with, pastor called me up and said, listen, I'm trying to avoid all the mess that you experience. Tell me what's up and how I can avoid it. Any intelligent, humble, progressive leader would look to us and say, listen, I want to bring y'all in to help us develop our country, to help and make things better. What can we do? What are we doing? What can we do to help service you guys, to come here to help bring you guys, help you guys assimilate into the culture, the things that that helped you all build that place.
Right.
We need to help build here.
Right.
What can we do to accommodate you? What mistakes are we making?
Exactly.
These are the type of things we can do.
I totally agree. And I think that, you know, one of the biggest issues that I see in our leadership or supposed leadership in the repatriation community or African American or diaspora community in Ghana is that we don't listen. They don't listen.
No.
You know, when I was in Ghana, when I was going with them to different meetings with government, first of all, I would be the youngest person there. And I'm just sitting back listening. And I'm listening to what they're asking for.
Right.
And they was asking for simple stuff like, can we just get y'all all under one umbrella?
Right.
One umbrella, because we got these different associations that's coming and y'all all asking for the same thing.
Yep.
So we can get everybody under one umbrella, we can meet the needs, and then y'all can come together and say what you need. All right. So what would you say we need to do in the diaspora community to further things along a little better than we have thus far?
I don't really know. At this point, I'm not sure. I feel like, you know, before the connection broke, you were talking about leaders listening. Yeah. And I feel like until we get to the point where we have people who are listening, we are not going to make very much progress. So I'm not sure how to come together with current leaders in a way that will be productive so that we can progress. I just don't know anymore.
In light of what Candace is saying, because I agree, I think what has to happen, it has to be an underground movement, so to speak.
Yeah.
Whereas people are moving where they're not out in the forefront, but they're making tremendous strides.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not looking for notoriety. They're not looking for titles. They're just doing things.
Doing the work.
And that leads us up to a perfect segue. What we have an NGO called the Repat Assistance Initiative.
Okay.
We did that after we had our we changed the name of our youth organization called the Me Within Me, the one that we hosted where we did the Black Panther thing for the children. And this one was built upon our website where we were providing consolidated information for people interested in repatriation, because it's not a centralized location that somebody can come and get help. Like you said, there's a lot of information out there. Some folk charging outlandish money to give counseling and consultations for people to move.
Yeah.
But you know, they got to deal with that.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, Candace stumbled across something with this company called Casa Estates Ghana Limited. It's a very reputable real estate company, land developing company. And what we decided to do was act as representatives to help people in the diaspora wanting to get land, litigation-free land, where once you pay for the land, you could even finance it for 24 months, unheard of. The company costs, they buy up the land and then you're actually buying it back for them.
From them. Yeah.
And we're helping to facilitate that for people. I think we've already done it for like 7 families and counting.
Oh, great. And that's really great.
Yeah, so what he forgot to say was that we bought land from them first, which is how we came across the whole process of doing this. And because it was so easy and simple for us to buy the land from them, we wanted to make sure that if anybody else wanted to buy the land, since it was a good price, a nice location, at least for us, we wanted to make sure that we could pass that information along and help people who wanted to buy land in that area, make that process happen for them. In order for them to do that, since they would be in the US, they would need somebody here on the ground who could actually go to the office and make payments for them and handle the paperwork. And we just offered to do that.
And Candace, being as organized as she is, we put together a packet, explains the processes. We have a little fee for us to take care of our expenses, going back and forth, gas and, shipping and mailing stuff, their documents to them. We're as organized as possible. Things are automated. Like, for example, we took care of 3 families yesterday that bought land, some more on Friday.
Good.
And it's something in our heart to do. We're not getting rich from it, but it's a good deposit for positive to come back to us because we're doing this for our people.
Absolutely.
And again, it's not for notoriety or anything like this. And that's why I put it out on Facebook. Anybody seriously interested in litigation-free land, hey, contact us. Because there's no drama, no scam.
What area is the land in?
Well, they have land all over, but the land that we were interested in is in the central region. Is actually Senya, Quaycrome area.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Is it before Winneba?
It's right after Winneba, before it's before Winneba, after Kasua. It's near the ocean.
Yes. That's dope because my land our property is in Kasua, and it's a good bit of us on that side. So I think that's dope, and it would be great if enough people bought land in the same area to have a community. That's one of the things that I've been trying to get a group of people to do, because I don't think that we really understand how important it is to be around each other and to be to create a community. People do that. I don't know, for some reason we think that that's not something you should do, but everybody literally does that. Everybody gets around people. So I don't know why we feel like we shouldn't do that, but whatever. We need to be around
because we're made to feel like it's we think we're gonna make people feel uncomfortable if we want something, a unique space of our own. And it's not to isolate. Anybody can come. Honestly, I don't want no white folk up in there.
I mean,
Becky gonna bring trouble.
I agree.
But you go in any major city in the USA, you got Chinatown, you got Little Italy, you got Greek Town, Greek Village, you got, what's wrong with something?
What? And if we keep it real, like here in Atlanta, there are several areas where there's clusters of African people. It may not be just Ghanaians or just Nigerians. It may be a whole bunch of, it'd be like a little Africa. And they'll have like that in Maryland. Yeah, they'll have their grocery stores, they'll have restaurants, they'll have whatever it is that they need that's from back home, they can get it in their community. So I don't understand why we have this idea that we shouldn't do that. You need to learn how to eat the food there. You need to put that American stuff behind you. Yes, we need to put away these American attitudes. But we have a culture. We have food that we eat. We have things that we enjoy. A Ghanaian ain't gonna understand that, it's Friday night, we eat fish on Friday.
Come on.
And we might want to play some cards, or play some dominoes, or something.
Make some potato salad, some real collard greens.
Yeah,
look here.
beach cobbler or something like that. Like,
What about something part of our culture where somebody could just put on a record and we just spontaneously throw a party?
exactly. Throw on that Marvin Gaye.
Come on now. Come on.
Come on, you know it. Yeah, we need that. And if we're in close, when for me, most of the people that I know, they live so far. It's not like I can just say, hey, Candace, why don't you and Steven come over tonight? We having some, we frying some fish. We're gonna play some cards. Y'all come on. You have to actually take a trip, pack a
That's real talk.
That is so true.
And that's part of the reason why we're ineffective in what we're doing. Even the company knows that what we're endeavoring to do. And there's another lady that's on a lot of the YouTube videos that's doing the same thing. When one of the managers took us out there to see the land prior to everybody else going, he said there's a whole big group of Black folk from Massachusetts bought a big chunk of land.
Acres.
So he said that people that we bring in, he's going to make sure that we're all together because they understand the importance of that.
Exactly.
So it's a community there. So you'll be close by, but we could have this thing, like you said, stuff that we are used to, and we could create a new paradigm.
Yes.
Of standards.
Yes.
And living is not to disrespect anybody else, but this is who we are.
Listen, I know so many Black Americans and Caribbeans or whatever who go to the African market because there's certain things that you can get inside the African market that you can't get in the regular grocery store.
Right.
So, and it's not like they standing at the door like, no, don't come in here.
Right.
Hey, come. I mean, money is green. Everybody wants. I don't mind who buy it, but I would love to have a place where. Like I want to grow like things that we can't readily get in Ghana. I need some collard greens, some mustard greens, some greens. Like we need that kind of stuff. We need the kind of sweet potatoes that we eat.
Yes.
All of these things can be grown. And if we have if we have our own little neighborhood or own little community, you can go to that little store and get those things. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with having a place where you can get you some pound cake and some?
Oh my gosh!
You just said it. You just said it right there. You see what I got in my hand?
What's that?
It's a brother from the diaspora, fresh collard greens.
Yes.
And the Ghanaians don't know about this. Exactly. But this is a staple for us. That's
like you said, we have to have.
Yeah.
We like grits.
I got a big thing right now. Every time I come to Ghana, I bring some grits with me, but some quick grits because I made grits in Ghana. Like I went and bought the corn and had them grind the corn down so I can make some grits. I had to cook them grits by 2 days before they.
Oh my goodness!
It took so long for them to get ready, but you know why couldn't we have a little place that has those things that people miss about being at home? Because you know, Candace, I talk about this in a group, in our sister group all the time. You need some sense of familiarity,
absolutely,
to be able. Because Ghana can be a lot.
Yeah.
Ghana can be a lot on the.
It can be.
On your nerves.
Yes.
And it's not as stressful as here. It's a different kind of stress.
Yes.
Right.
And like I know a sister right now, she's like, I gotta get away. And the reason why she gotta get away is because she doesn't have enough familiarity around her to be able to go to somebody's house and sit down and have some mixed drinks. Because you know, us women, we might want to have a margarita or something. And I don't want to have to go to some Lebanese nightclub just to get a decent margarita.
Right. That's why this past weekend was so special for us here. Sister Afia, she had a little concert. You've probably seen the videos.
Yeah, I saw the videos. It looked so fun.
It was.
It was the first time for most of us that we all been out to see each other. And that did something for everybody to be out there, to be free, even if you didn't hit the dance floor, to have that energy, just to see people. It was important.
Man, I was sitting there like I'm sitting there watching the videos like, oh man. Look at us. Look at our folks. They just chilling, man. And we need that kind of stuff. Like, it kind of made me feel like all they needed was a barbecue grill.
Yes.
Like, all they need is a grill out there.
Where we live now is a brother that just moved here Thursday from New York. He's Ghanaian born, but he lived his whole life in New York and Atlanta. And he's a master griller. He said, look, I'm bringing my grills. They be here. He said, I grill fish, all kinds of barbecue. I got all kinds of sauces and stuff like that. See, that's what I'm talking about.
That's the kind of stuff that we need. Like, we need to be able to do those type of things. And we need, like I was talking with another sister, and she was saying, we need parks. Like, we need some parks where we can play volleyball and football, and basketball, and kickball, and just let the children run around and play in the grass or whatever, because that's the kind of stuff that we do. And, you know, instead of having to go all the way to Avery Gardens or Legon Gardens or something like that, we should be able to just kind of go right there and go have a pool party or whatever the case may be. So what advice would you all give to diasporans who are looking at repatriating to Ghana specifically?
Well, what I usually tell people is to visit first if they can, because I think it's important. Well, I'll say for myself, it was important for me to feel the environment, because that kind of gave me what I needed to know about where exactly I wanted to be. So that's what I advise other people to do. I say, make a plan, and know your plan might not be a perfect plan, but have something as a goal so that when you get here, you're not flying totally blind and then, you know, setting yourself up for things to happen that you could have avoided. So have a plan and visit and stay overnight in different areas. I mean, this is a country and not a city. So there's a lot to see and experience. Some things can be a little overwhelming for some, overstimulation for some. So you have to really take your time and go around the country and see what works best for you and land there. And I think it's also very important to network before you get here.
Absolutely.
So join these groups, you know, seek out other people who have moved, who you can pull information from. You know, look on YouTube and find some families. If you're a family with children, then look on there and see what they have to say about bringing their children and schooling and all kinds of things. I think those are the most important things. I know there's a lot of people looking for employment as well. So I usually recommend LinkedIn and Glassdoor as a starting point. So yeah.
And before I go, I do want to touch on that, but I would like for Mr. Yahoshua to respond.
Sure. And in addition to what Candace said, when you come, be open, have a plan as far as what you want to do, or what you may, or have some options of what you want to do, but be flexible and be willing to make adjustments. Sometimes, just be open. That's the biggest thing. And come with a solution-oriented mindset, not a know-it-all mindset. Be willing to learn, be willing to adjust, and be flexible, and be willing to listen. Because a lot of times, I give you a quick one. From the East Coast, especially in the DMV area, we have these things called snowballs in the summertime. you know, some places like in Philly, they got Italian ices.
Okay, yeah.
They're like Italian ice or Philly ice or whatever, shaved ice or whatever. That's a hustle for a lot of people on the East Coast because of winter.
Right.
So it's a hustle for summertime. But here, that could be a viable business here. You don't have to come here thinking I got to be a Fortune 500 company to sustain your life.
Right.
You could have something small using the resources here and sustain your life.
Right.
Come with ideas that could fill voids here, that could be fun for you. It could help empower other people, because something like that can put a lot of people to work, especially young people all over the country.
Right.
So, but just be open.
And do it legally.
Do it legally. Don't try to do shortcuts. Don't come here scamming, because there's black folk here that are scamming other black folk. Everybody that's scamming is not Ghanaian scamming. Right. It's black folk scamming black folk. I had to tell these clowns, Tweedledee and Tweedledummy, I said, y'all doing scams that we did 30, 40 years ago. I said, we come from the country of master scammers. Are you kidding me?
Master.
I said, here you skimming 200 and 300 CDs where you could have made $2,000 if you would have done right. Because I would have referred you to every single person we know, but you call yourself being slick. You don't think I can? I said, I was born at night, not last night. You don't think we can find out?
Yeah.
But it's black folk here overcharging other black folk because that's in their heart to be scammers.
Yeah.
So come over here and make sure that you're an honest, decent, do stuff with honesty, decency, and integrity.
Because excellence.
Excellence. Because I'm gonna tell you, we have young people that we can go almost all around Ghana, they would know us. When we did, even in 2018, when we did that Black Panther thing, we got parents, people still coming up to us because of that. Right. So I'm saying, make your impact, know your lane, know your purpose.
Yes.
And walk in it.
Yes. A lot of times people tell folks they need to come to Ghana and start a business. But a lot of people are like, I'm not a business person. I don't want to run a business. I don't know how to run a business. And I'm not interested in that. And a lot of people are really just 9-to-5ers and they're okay with that. What would you suggest to someone who is not interested in starting a business at all? They just want to get a job and work.
You know, one thing that we don't do is collaborative efforts. Like, I might be an entrepreneur, I might be the ideas person, but this person is an awesome bookkeeper. Yep. This person is an awesome administrator. This person is an awesome marketing person, but have no desire to have their own company. But together we could do something. Absolutely. We have to be willing to share and use and team build. That's the new idea that we have to come and do. Yeah. I know what I do good. She knows this is what makes us work together. When I finally realized that we're making things happen because we know each other's lane. Yep. Does that mean that we're not going to battle sometimes? Because sometimes in business, the best ideas come from battling.
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely. Me and my business partners, sometimes we sit in the office and we yelling and screaming and cussing and carrying on, and it's just crazy. And then next thing you know, everybody kind of calm down, and then it's like, okay, so what's the idea? So what we gonna do about it? Now that we have now we got all that steam off our chest, what are we gonna do? And I think it's important that, we, like you said, be more collaborative, because I'm good at putting things in motion, but I'm not good at accounting and all of that paperwork and all of that stuff. I don't even like that stuff. But my business partner, she's really good at that stuff and marketing. The other business partner is really good at the finances part of things. And together, even though we bump heads all the time, we some kind of way we'll pull it back in and make it work. but it's not, it's because we all want things to work. So we coming in strong, like, okay, we gotta make it happen. So I totally agree with you with that. We have to be more collaborative. And I do believe that if we hire each other, things would probably go even better for our businesses, because someone from here, someone from here would know what I mean by keeping the books and accounting and all of that stuff better than someone from there may be able to understand. So I just wanted to kind of try to get it. I know a lot of people hear that, they always hear start a business, but I know plenty of people who've told me, I don't want to start a business. I'm not interested in starting a business. So if I can't start a business, I shouldn't move to Africa.
Right.
No, that's not true. You can get a job. You just have to know that you might not make the kind of money that you would make in America, but it should be comparable, like as far as the society is, where you might make $1,000 a month. It would be equivalent to, it should be equivalent to what it would look like in America.
Your standard of living doesn't have to decrease.
Exactly, the standard that shouldn't have to decrease. So I really, really appreciate you all. I know we had a lot of technical difficulties here, but you all have worked through it with me, and I appreciate you all.